Yes, people. What's going on? It's Egal Talks Football. We're back again with another video. I got Deluded Gunner in the building. There's a lot that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Viktor Gyökeres to Arsenal. Is the Sporting Lisbon striker the answer for Arsenal? We're going to talk about Mikel Arteta getting disrespected, not only from the Liverpool players, the Liverpool fans and their banner, but I don't know if you've seen it. Peter Schmeichel came out and said he's a control freak. We have to watch that video and analyze that. We just got an update that there's been another hamstring injury within the Arsenal squad. Declan Rice, that makes it now 5 hamstring injuries. Is that 5?
3 off the top of my head. What's that? Kai Havertz, Martinelli, Saka, Rice. Who else? I think Ben White's is a knee injury. Okay, Trossard potentially. I don't know if you want to count that, but yeah, him.
There's 5. Someone said it's the 5th hamstring injury. I seen that somewhere. And the Berta Era, does it start off? The Andre Berta Era might start off with a bang. I'm hearing that he told the club, we're not getting another goalkeeper and spending 30 million on them. We're going to get somebody cheaper. So let's see if he's already making moves like that and telling them stop trying to get new goalkeepers every couple of weeks. But yeah, before we go any further, man, let's talk about the game at Anfield. Arsenal finished off with a point. Do you think it was fair result, deserved? What do you think about the game before we go on to everything else?
I think all things considered, obviously, you know, I know everybody's spoken about the Champions League, but all things considered, how we've been feeling after the Paris Saint-Germain game, the status of the squad, and the obvious things that you, me, and everybody on YouTube or people in that with their families have waffled about, you know why we're kind of down. You would have taken a point at Anfield. Now, the way the game kind of played out, I must admit, the biggest thing that shocked me was Mikel Arteta's comments after the game, bro, because I feel like he was quite harsh on the team in the first half of the game. Normally, when I think you need to be harsh, like me thinking Arteta needs to be harsh, I think he takes the more subtle approach. I mean, he's the manager, I'm not, but I actually feel watching the game, he was a bit harsh. I feel first 10 minutes were fairly end-to-end. You know, Saka had a half chance. What else? There was, you know, I think between, I want to say Trossard or Partey, but we pressed high, they nicked the ball, they should have scored. I think the only thing I was probably disappointed was I'd say the first 90 minutes were even. We conceded a very cheap goal. Quick thinking and credit to Liverpool, poor marking. And then before we could even catch our breath after conceding 1, we're 2 goals down. And beyond that moment, I think Liverpool were the better team. It's gone from being even in the first half to like they've been dominating, and they had a couple of half chances that they didn't take. Second half, I think we reacted very well. Obviously, Martinelli went through the middle. We obviously bagged. Merino got sent off, but before that, he was the hero. We nicked a point. All things considered, I think a point's on brand, man, if I'm honest with you, Egal. Disappointing, the 2 goals that we conceded, as I'm sure Arsenal and Liverpool would say, but all things considered, we never lost in it. Like, it is what it is. I'll take a point. I think that's fair. I don't think we could ask for more.
So you want to see more? Do you want to see more of Martinelli through the middle? Do you want to anything you've seen in this game you want to take away for the rest of the season? Because Mikel Merino is not going to be around. We kind of need to have a short-term solution in the meanwhile.
I mean, bodies are dropping like flies in it, and we don't know what the status on Rice on Sunday is going to be. We know Merino won't be playing because he got sent off. We've gone like we keep saying, because I've had you on my platform and I keep saying, oh, we're down to our bare bones. I don't know what the word would be beyond the bare bones, but I don't even think we've got bones to do anything now. So it's got to be a thing now for long term for Martinelli. Obviously, we question mark his ability to score. I think those kind of, I mean, he loves playing against Liverpool, but those kind of games, and he said it. If you go on Arsenal.com and read his comments. When it's open and it's end-to-end like that, Martinelli thrives. Are you going to get that when we play low blocks or 9 times out of 10 in the Premier League? Probably not. I think he's got the capacity to do it. I must admit, I'm not as hot on that as I would have been. What would it have been during the Emery era where we was really having those conversations about Martinelli as a 9? We've got to try it. What else have we got, bro? It's either that or Wanyeri, who Arteta's spoken about playing as a 9, and I don't think he's doing that against Newcastle. So, broski, we got you, especially if Trossard doesn't get over his hamstring injury. I'm not a physio, but some people say he's got a grade 1, and I think they said Ousmane Dembele, who obviously made the bench for the second leg against us, had that. So maybe he'll be back. But if he's not, what else have we got? You have to try it.
I haven't heard too much about Trossard's injury. Like, who reported it?
Now, someone literally in my comment, I don't know where it was, but a couple people in my comment said, oh, some Arsenal ITKs and some reports on Google said that, but I can't verify that myself. I think really and truly, we're playing on Sunday, Mikel Arteta's press conference will probably be a Friday. That's where we'll get any sort of light on that.
Somebody on Twitter said Trossard came off with a hamstring issue.
So he's done. When I hear hamstring, I think 3 weeks, and The biggest one is Declan Rice, isn't it? Really, like especially against Newcastle with their midfield three and what they do. And actually, Declan Rice is probably one of our biggest goal threats. So to lose him in what's left of the season, it's just more salt in the wounds, isn't it?
You know what? Let's talk about these injuries, man. So Declan Rice and what do you call it? Trossard both have hamstring injuries. Now we don't know about Trossard, but confirmed Declan Rice. You seen Samuel McBell just tweeted about it earlier today. He said that. Let me show you in case you didn't see it. Did you see it?
Well, only seen what's been on Google, man.
Said that Arsenal midfielder. Yeah, he changed his picture so you don't recognize him. But Arsenal midfielder Declan Rice is missing the game against Liverpool on Sunday with a hamstring injury. Hope the issue is not serious, but medical won't. What the medics won't take a risk for the England star, and of course he sustained a hamstring strain. So hamstring strain is not the word. I kind of butchered that right there, but you know what I mean.
It's not what you want to hear, though. It's bitter pill. I'm not a physio. I do think on one hand, the club and the players, they're going to do all they can to be fit, etc., etc. And I'm just a naive fan, but it's on brand with what me and you speak about together when we do our shows, or what you talk about on your show, what I talk on my show. Obviously, we've got a tiny squad. You're running these guys rightly or wrongly into the ground. Like, it doesn't surprise me. The amount of football Rice has played for club and country in the last few years, let alone while he's been an Arsenal player, it doesn't surprise me that you've got a hamstring injury and there's potential wear and tear. Like, these players have been dragged through the mud. I very much doubt there's a player. I'll focus on the top 6 clubs, or the players that are probably playing for clubs where you're competing in your domestic leagues and all the other competitions. I very much doubt there isn't a player that's carrying some sort of injury, or what Wenger used to say, the red zone. Again, injuries can never be predicted, but the best thing you can do is equip yourself in it. We ain't got a big enough squad. I don't know what, but there is something, in my opinion, that could be done, or should at least be looked into with the hamstring injuries. I'm just a naive fan, but Declan Rice, Kai Havertz, Martinelli, Saka, they play all the time. Corner boys in the building. Come on, man.
Yeah,
right, big up Footy Tata, man. Hey.
Yeah, Footy Tata's been around day one. Big up him, man. Villa fan here. I have a question about Gyökeres. You know what? We'll get back to that in a second about Gyökeres. I just wanted to get on to some of these topics because there's so many to discuss. Deluded, first things first. I thought this was disrespectful on another level. What did you think about this whole situation? Because I'm one of those people, I don't think this is banter. I just take it as a serious disrespect. And I think if Liverpool Football Club knew that their fans were going to come with this, they would have probably potentially like put a stop to it before the game started.
I mean, it is disrespectful, isn't it? Like, it is disrespectful. It is banter. I don't think Liverpool, as the official club, would like that. I think many of their fans would allow it. It's banter, man. Like, I would want Arsenal to do that the other way around, or people at Arsenal. It's banter, bro. It's banter, and we're gonna have to hold that. Yeah, I agree with you. It's disrespectful. We don't want to see it's in sour taste, but it's banter, man. If we don't want to be the bridesmaids, let's just win something. And then when it's Liverpool's time to hold back, let's come with something ourselves. At least that's the one tifo that's probably worse than the one that we had in the Champions League. I don't think it's that deep, man. It's disrespectful. I don't think it's that deep, man. Out of all the things that we're going to discuss and all the things, like, if anything, I've got more energy for maybe Liverpool fans booing Trent, or I would say social media Liverpool fans saying that Miles Lewis-Skelly wasn't participating in the Guard of Honor. Yeah, man. It's just a bit of banter, man. It's just a bit of banter, man.
Personally, I've already said what I had to say on it. I found it downright disrespectful and rude. And I think as a classy club in Liverpool, those fans made them look silly. Those fans specifically. Not all of their fans, but those fans specifically probably made them look silly. And some people saying it's jokes, some people saying it's banter, but I don't find that funny. Also, did you see Luis Diaz celebration? His mentality. No. Basically, at 20 minutes in, 2-0, his mentality was game done, night. I'm putting you guys to bed. And I don't know about you, but I'm a basketball fan. When I see that, that's game over. That means the game's over.
You got to make sure you finish the job then, innit?
Yeah, so I found that as disrespectful because I thought their mentality was at 2-0, Arsenal are not coming back, and the game was done.
Or it could just be a celebration, man. You'd have to ask a Liverpool fan, but I don't know. That might just, I'm sure I've seen that a couple of times. And if it is night, you're going to look like a dickhead, innit? If you don't win. I know they won the league and whatever, but isolated to the Premier League. If you thought the game was done at that moment, football's a 90-minute game, and hopefully reminded them why. You know, there's a saying where I'm from, like, don't call a man duppy until he's dead. And we didn't die in that game, innit?
Fairs. What do you think about the Trent thing? You said the Trent thing. You're saying you never walk alone at Liverpool. They're definitely letting Trent walk alone.
I mean, you can never tell fans how to react, yeah. And I understand the emotion with him as Snake and all of that kind of stuff. What I always say, if you isolate the fact that he plays for Liverpool as a club, yeah, and obviously they love him, you got to think about yourself, because Trent could have stayed at Liverpool. He could have stayed at Liverpool. When you get to 33, 34, he might want a 3 or 2 year deal. Liverpool are saying we'll give you 1 year. They're not going to show you the same loyalty. And that's how football works. They don't necessarily like you. They like what you can do. And at the end of the day, you have to live your life with no regrets. If Trent was to stay at Liverpool and win all these things, he might still have at the back of my mind, I didn't get to try a new experience. I didn't get to play for Real Madrid, etc. It's not the same, but it's not like if Saka was to leave at the end of his contract, or Saliba was to leave, where there's that sense of unfulfilled potential. I don't know what else Trent's expected or could achieve at Liverpool, beyond like trebles and quadruples. He's won everything. He's come from the academy. It's not like he's joining a rival. He's going to Real Madrid. I know people would say he's leaving on the free, but at the end of the day, like, it's the club's fault for letting the contract run down. Or at some point, they had to have done something else. Trent didn't put a gun to their head to let his deal run down or not extend it sooner. I think Trent could leave with his head held high, and I think the majority of Liverpool fans will accept that. I think time's a healer. When they remove the emotions and whatnot, bro, it's Real Madrid. It's not like he's gone to United or one of Liverpool's rivals or City or something, and he might even one day return to Liverpool. But I don't agree with the booze. But the booze is a small section, man. And there's even rumors Liverpool fans actually applauded Saka for some reason. So there's clowns and there's idiots in all fan bases, man.
110%. And
Rice was getting booed with West Ham as well, bro. And he helped them win the Conference League. It is what it is.
Some people online are pretending to be Arsenal fans, and they're just attacking our players every week. Like, I seen a fan the other day. I just responded to him. I'm like, why do you want us to lose? And first thing he does is just says a racist comment. And I'm like, you know what? At this point, I know certain people online are not real people, so don't fuck with them.
I don't know how you go, man. The social media, it's a great thing, and obviously I don't know if you include YouTube. We're talking about football, people everywhere. It's used for good, but there's always going to be idiots, man, unfortunately. And when you can, like you said, pretend to be a football fan, pretend to be a football fan of a club. I could be a middle-aged white guy and pretend to be a 15-year-old black kid. Can do nonsense.
You've probably seen that account that said they're going to celebrate if Ødegaard gets cancer. It was that account.
See, that's a dickhead thing. Like, that's just a shit human. Sorry for swearing, but that's a shit. That's the stuff that grinds my gears, because football should never be that deep. Like, people need to stop and think about what they're saying, bro. Like that. What else can I say? That's nasty. Like, football should never make you. Well, you shouldn't wish them things on anyone, anyways. Let alone football. As much as it means the world to us, because we didn't win a league or a trophy or a player had a bad game. But most people have common sense, bro.
Social media fans are probably the worst. But let's get on to more pressing matters. What do you think about Arsenal players getting strangled in another game? There's nothing to see here, just Arsenal players getting strangled. It happens all the time.
Mate, what can I say at this moment in time that you haven't said or we haven't said? You just come to live with it, my boy. Like, it is what it is, bro. If you don't laugh, you'll cry. I'm lost for words, bro.
I don't know how in the world of VAR they noticed Jackson's earlier today, but they can't notice this. Like, is it a situation where it's like, oh, it's the champions, the game doesn't mean as much, they kind of don't pay attention to it? But Anthony Taylor is the VAR referee. He did not deem this enough to get reviewed.
When you find out why, let me know, man. We're never gonna get, for all teams, we're never gonna get consistency. Like, and as an Arsenal fan, rightly or wrongly, like George Graham said, we're expected to get these decisions going against us. We're expected to be hated, etc. If you take it to the Sunday League example, I'm not saying it's right, but you have to assume these decisions are gonna go against you and control the controllables, bro. As frustrating as it is, I'm more frustrated about the one that you had on the other image of the Wolves game, like, because I'm sure that man did that. Ain't he the one that grabbed Gabriel Jesus's backside? He did an absolute madness.
Also, he ended up getting injured for the rest of the year. So, like, no one really speaks about him anymore because he got injured. If he was still playing, I think he would be doing a madness still, because he's one of those guys who just does mad things. As for the game itself, I was happy with Martin Ødegaard's performance. Some people still get onto him, but I like the fact that he was shooting more. He was taking shots. Like what we spoke about last time on your show about Martin Ødegaard, just wanting him to be more of a maverick and take the game on a little bit more. He did that.
He said it there. He did that. Ødegaard had a very good game. It's just unfortunately it's about 7, 8, 9, 10 months late. People will say, and maybe there's elements to it that there is no obviously playing against Liverpool, a top 6 game. There's always, or playing for Arsenal. There's always going to be pressure, but there's nothing to play for but pride and not to make things worse. Even if you could find a way to make it worse, he looked a lot better. His general influence across the moments he was on the pitch was a lot better. He was a lot more proactive. There was a couple of times he's threaded some great balls in and could have got some assists. Obviously, his shot, which two shots in a week, to be honest, where Donnarumma had that big save with him, and obviously where he's absolutely sent a rocket and Alisson's hit the post. That's Alisson saved it, and obviously Merino's tapped in. It's a step in the right direction for Ødegaard, and you just hope that he can take this. He has to hold this season. It's been rubbish, isn't it? Like, it's been rubbish for him. Just get over your ankle injury, because you do have the ability. I understand fans that question the captaincy, even though I wouldn't take it off him. I understand. I've got more time for maybe we need someone to compete. I don't know if he has to have surgery, but he's just going to have to hold this season. And we need you back, Ødegaard, because if you have another season like this, the writing's on the wall, man.
Fair. We got 150 people in the building, over 300 people on platforms. Do me a favor, please do like the video and check out Deluded Gunnar's channel if you haven't already done so. If you've been living under a rock, you don't know who he is by now. You gotta go check out. He's gonna keep you well informed on Arsenal and everything else also. But before we go any further, there's a couple more things we need to discuss, because I feel like I could literally just go through my Twitter page and there's pretty much the majority of the topics that we need to
following your lead, man.
Yeah. Where was I gonna go though? We're staying on the Liverpool game quickly. The final part that I want to talk about the Liverpool game specifically is, where was it? Arteta's comments about Liverpool and Arsenal 89 points. It came true now, Deluded. He said in the previous interview before the tie versus the second leg versus PSG, he said if Liverpool have confirmed the league with less points than what we had last year, now mathematically Liverpool can only get 89 points, which is the same that we got last year. I pointed that out as in saying Arteta was right about his comments, but everyone's saying we don't give a shit. Did you win the league? 89 points this year would have been enough to win you the league, but last year it wasn't. So do we have a point to say, you know what? All things considered, if we played up to our best that we did last year, we probably could have won it this year.
I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong in what he said. I mean, that's factually correct. If we played to our best, we might have made more of a meal of it. But at the end of the day, like, what does it mean? Because he is right. But I've seen Liverpool to be fair to them, get 90 odd points, not win a title. I've seen what the Leicester season didn't require. When Leicester won the league and I think we finished second and Spurs third, that took less points. And it is what it is. No two seasons are alike, innit? You just got to get over the line, my boy. I can't lie to you. Like, he's not wrong, but the other conversation is we've got 89 odd points, we've got less points, and we've still not got over the line. Like, he's not wrong, but how far does it go, bro? Yeah, so it doesn't mean nothing to you, right? Pretty much. It don't mean nothing to me. Like, it don't help me, if I'm honest with you. I'll be real. It don't change nothing. It doesn't console me. It doesn't do anything for me, really and truly. It just tells me what I've seen in that even in our worst year of these 3 years, we've been quote unquote fighting for the title, but we've not got over the line. Like, it's never gonna be ideal. Like, we can never. I do think as Arsenal fans, we get into this habit or some of these make-believe scenarios, like this year's thing would have been good there, and if this one stayed fit and that. And unfortunately, bro, like life, football throws spanners in the works. Success and getting over the line or achieving your goals, it's not linear, really. And we would have had a lot more points if we found ways to. Well, we're gonna be here all day, but several things that could have resulted in us not having it's probably 14 draws now with the Liverpool one, not drawing as many games, or and things of that ilk. It don't do much, Egal, bro. It don't do nothing. Let's bring it back to the football then. Mikel Merino, quickly. What were you saying about his season now that his season's over pretty much? He won't play another game because of the red card. What do you think of his second after it? I'm happy for him, Miguel, man. I'm really happy because I feel a lot of our issues comes back to our summer. Obviously, we didn't do what needed to be done. The players that came in, I like Merino, I like Calafiori. I like Sterling historically, not what I've seen in an Arsenal shirt. Neto, second choice keeper, there's no business. But 4 players, none of them were game changers. None of them really made the difference. And I feel with what we saw early doors from Merino, people were going to hold that against him. And I think there was a lot of propaganda with Arsenal fans with Merino. He's going to take Partey out the side. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. He's going to do the third. And he's not flattered to deceive. But for someone that was an Arsenal fan, adapting to a new league, didn't really have a preseason, you're going to start off slow. So I do like for him the second half of the season. Now, maybe it could have been predictable because we saw a centre mid and Kai Havertz end up front, but nobody saw Merino playing up front. And I don't really want to see that next season because we need a 9. But I'm happy for him on a personal front, man, because he seems like someone that, I wouldn't say doesn't believe in himself, but more like very nice, mild-mannered guy, like doesn't really believe in himself. Like there was an interview early doors when he signed for our football club after a game. I can't remember for the life of me who he played, right? But he was like to the presenter, go easy on me, my English ain't that good. And he's speaking proper English. So I just think he needs a bit of confidence. I'm happy for him, man. I'm happy for him. I think he's done well, especially in the bigger games. So shout out to him for the second half of the year. At least you shut some people up to a degree.
All right, let's now go to the pundits. And these pundits, bro, they do they do my head in. Did you see what first of all, did you see what Peter Schmeichel said?
Called Arteta a control freak.
Bro, man went out there and said that he restricts the players in playing and is trying to play the game for them to the level where he's telling them to kick the ball where he wants it kicked instead of them just playing regular passes and playing the game. And I think there's a level of understanding that every manager is somewhat of a control freak. Every manager wants some sort of level of control over the performances and how their players play. But this is coming from a man who his former manager was controlling people's personal lives. He was telling people not to go out, not to date these kind of girls, not to do these kind of things during their life, not to go smash a thing the night before a game. These are the things that Sir Alex Ferguson was telling these guys not to do. And now he's telling us that Arteta's a control freak. Their control freak was trying to control their bed life, their personal life. At least what he's doing is just on the pitch. Like, guys need to chill. I think they're taking it too far.
I mean, as a pundit, you have to be careful in what you say and the delivery. I think it's more the way. I think it might be the messenger versus the messenger versus the message, and maybe the way he's delivered it. As you said there, every manager's a control freak. I think Arteta is a control freak, and I want you to change, but I wouldn't want you to change. I'm not happy about being second and all of these kind of things, but you've got us to a point. Now, I actually think Arteta has to evolve. I think there's a lot he has to evolve tactically, and I think a big part of that is, to a degree, you have to give up some level of control that you want across 90 minutes to kind of give more creative freedom. It's like Liverpool's on brand. It's not the same, but you look at Salah's comments about Slot and defending a few weeks ago, and how he basically said to Slot, if you free me up a bit defensively, I'll do the job, and my version of defense will be getting goals and assists and all of that, and I'll allow you. I do think there's that. That's the evolution that Mikel Arteta now needs to take. He needs to give a bit, mainly just in the final third, give a bit more creativity in the final third, or creative freedom. Find a freedom within the framework for certain players. Find a proper and competent plan B, and learn how to break down low blocks. And obviously, you're the Arsenal manager. You need to do this for my club. But just from what I've seen of you as a manager, that's the level you need to go to, because that's probably why Mikel Arteta sticks to the script. We all know he's one of those managers, and they all are. You live by the sword, die by the sword. Whatever I've planned all week, we're going to go out there and we're going to do that. I might make changes in the 85th minute, but this ain't even me criticizing Arteta. This is just, for me, I think the obvious. So he is a control freak. I mean, it's more Schmeichel's delivery, and I think as Arsenal fans and as a club, we need to shut up. Who cares what these men say, man?
Bro, it's annoying.
We got bare problems at our club, like.
It's annoying. Listen to what he's saying, because this is actually annoying. These are conversations that everyone's going to be having, but when these guys say ex-players or pundits, for some reason it just holds more weight, and it sticks to the club as like a stink. Because what he said about Netflix FC, it literally is sticking to us now. We need to prove them wrong. But at the same breath, what they're saying is not right. There's flaws in their arguments. Like, look at this.
The problem is not Arteta. He's not the owner of the club. He's not the player. He's the fan. You are delusional.
To me, he's no longer a pundit. Now he's just acting like a YouTuber. No offense to us, but like, these guys are now no longer trying to educate us on football. They're no longer trying to give us their expert opinion. They're just trying to make outrageous takes.
It's the game, man. You see it on all the media publications. You see it on YouTube. You see it everywhere. I mean, Arsenal fans can be a bit, well, a lot of them are very excited. And when it comes to social media, I would say Arsenal are up there, then probably United. But there's one thing that annoys me is, bro, you'd think Arsenal fans are the only ones that have delusional fans or say mad things. Like the amount of people that said their centre-backs was better than someone like Van Dijk is scary. And it goes back to, like, I don't think it is what it is, because I hear that in my WhatsApp groups, and that I have a problem with Arsenal. I don't like the fans. Honestly, who cares if they like us or not, Egal, man? Like, see, if we win the league someday, or the champs or whatever, is anyone gonna, obviously people want to stick it to the pundits who didn't believe, but is anyone gonna care about Patrice Evra, Jamie Carragher, Gary Neville, and the long list? Fuck them. They don't need to like us, bro.
You know,
and
what,
again, they react. Pardon?
I was gonna say, talking about Jamie, did you see what he said after the game? After the game, there's so many things he could have spoke about. You know what they decided to speak about? Saliba. He's like, well, Saliba without Gabriel might not be the player that we think he is.
I don't know about that, but I do think Gabriel and him have the best partnership. I think you see it for Saliba for France. I think you've seen it on occasion now, and that's the next step Saliba's got to go to. You've got to be able to thrive and stand up to be counted and look a certain way, regardless of who's next to you. Now, obviously, football's about partnerships and relationships and things, but I don't agree with the way he's terminalized it, but I can't say he's wrong, because there's certain things that I've agreed with. Me and you have done videos, and I've always said I don't think Magalhaes gets enough credit for what he does. And I used to feel, and I still feel, if Saliba has a great game with Arsenal, it's sung to the rooftops. If he has a bad game, it's kind of shut up about. With Gabriel Magalhaes, up until probably this season, when he has a good game, kind of whisper it. When he has a bad game, there's issues. He helps him a lot. And it's anything in life.
He's basically implying that Saliba's not a leader, and they need Gabriel there to be a leader.
If he's implying that, he's capping. But we do miss Magalhaes. Like, we do. We really do. And this is, of the 3 years since Saliba's been like a proper Arsenal footballer, because he's still been a decent level, but this has probably been his flattest. The man himself has said it. So Saliba just got to prove people wrong. I mean, we got to remember, he's still as good as he is and what he's done. He's still 24. You're still learning the tricks and trades of that centre-half game, and it comes with experience, man.
Mm-hmm. You know what? Before we go any further, do me a favor, guys. Hit that like button. We got over 200 people on YouTube. We got over, 500 people on all platforms. So please do that. Now, Arteta made some comments after the game, and enough about the pundits. Let's talk about our manager now. He dismissed Newcastle. He dismissed Newcastle in the post-match press conference, and basically, let me find the exact comments, because Arteta basically wasn't happy with his side's performance and downplayed the possibility of dropping more points or getting a defeat to Newcastle.
Well, you got the comments?
Let me go get it.
I hope they don't come back to bite you, Gaffer.
The exact comments were, what do you call it? Where is it? I'm trying to find it. You know, when you're on the thing, it won't let you scroll down all the way without you looking at it.
It's difficult, man. Technical difficulties, man.
Where is it? You know what? I can't really find the exact quote.
Paraphrase it.
When. What the article says is that Arsenal boss overlooks the three huge results that ahead of the Newcastle clash at the Emirates. So he's basically looking at Newcastle's results and saying, you know what, dismissing it because we have a good record against teams in the top 6 at home, and we haven't lost a single game. Arsenal haven't lost a single game against a top 6 team, and astonishing dismissal of Newcastle on the weekend.
Is that the headline though? Because you know how the tabloids are, like the headline and actually what's said can be different things. Like, I can accuse Arteta of many things, whether I like him or not. I don't think he would dismiss Newcastle, definitely not privately, and he definitely can't, because if anyone's had our number this season, whenever we've played them, it's been Newcastle. And if anything, at home recently, the atmosphere has been a bit, we can't afford to do that. And if you've done so well with this top 6 record, or the historical top 6, respectfully to Newcastle, you don't want it to end now. The season's done. It is what it is. It's not what it's not. all you can do is try to win these last 2 games at the very minimum, if I'm honest. And, you know, Newcastle are flirting with maybe overtaking us. We need 1 win to confirm Champions League football. I don't know how many wins confirms we finish second. Not that I'm happy about finishing second, but you might as well attempt to maintain where you are. So yeah, and if he genuinely has dismissed anything with Newcastle, make sure you win or you're gonna have egg on your face, isn't it?
Arteta was mentioning Arsenal's record against the top 6, which I think is something that we should be proud of. Although it doesn't win you a trophy, it does show that you're in these big games, you don't lose. And bragging rights wise, we haven't lost to these guys. Look at that. Well over 2 years, well over 3 years, well over 4 years, well over 5 years, well over 3 years. So that's really good dominance over these teams. But with this being mentioned, they were saying this is also Arteta overlooking the upcoming opponent, Newcastle, and basically saying, you know what, he has a good record against teams that are good in the league. So yeah, you might be right. They definitely twisted his words because I don't see any articles anywhere else, and it came from the Newcastle Chronicle. So yeah, definitely they twisted his.
I mean, I can't lie. I'm reading it. I'm reading it now, yeah. And there's nothing really and truly. I mean, the last sentence is the last sentence is at the highest level we can compete against any team, and we have shown that now for the last 2 or 3 seasons. I think that's right. You know, the step is getting over the line, but that's not wrong with that. Against the top 6, I think we haven't lost any single game. So that tells you as a team we are very, very consistent and can compete with anybody. I can't see where he's dismissed Newcastle or got onto them. But actually to win it and win, we are going to need something else. Apart from our ability as well, certain demands, and make sure we don't talk about reaction because I hate that word. I mean, I might be being naive. I can't see where he's disrespected Newcastle there, but Arsenal and Newcastle probably had a bit of bad blood. So I think, is it Ross Gregory of the Chronicle Live? I guess a Newcastle publication. He's not going to be fair to the gaffer, in it.
Yeah, he don't even have beef with Eddie Howe or these guys. It's really just people like Newcastle is probably one of the hardest places to go when you need
nasty
a win.
ground to go to. Big
yeah,
club.
Chelsea found that out the hard way this weekend. But yeah, let's get on to transfers. Berta
Go
Era.
ahead, man.
Berta Era. Did you see all the stuff, the briefings about Berta, bro? Man's been moving mad. When I say he's been moving mad, he's been moving mad. I need to show you.
We need to get over the line. I like what I mean. I've never had so much faith in someone I've never had a conversation with. Now I want to be wary of putting too much trust in one person without seeing evidence. But I can only have faith in Berta, man. And I know you kind of alluded to it, but the whole Garcia stuff, where if we've got Arteta wants someone like Garcia who's going to cost you 20, 30, maybe more million euros, and Berta's basically saying, if we've got a budget, it's not that I don't back you, it's not that I don't like you, we need to pivot elsewhere. So yeah, man, Berta Era begins, but we go dumping out of the Champions League and this news comes out. It's not a coincidence, but get the signings in, man. We know what we need.
But I like it. I like what I'm hearing. And you know what? To the people who are saying
I want to like what I'm seeing, though, man.
No. But to the people who are saying it's PR, sometimes you need an uplift. Sometimes you need to hear that the things going to be happening, that are the right things are going to be happening, or else it's just going to be doom and gloom until summertime. So
just make it happen.
So I do think PR is real, but it's necessary sometimes, especially for the going into the last 2 games of the season. You just don't want nobody showing up ever again.
You're right on that. You need to get bums on seats and whatnot. And naturally, when you're where we're at the moment, there's probably a lot of season ticket holders that have checked out. I hear what you're saying about the feel-good factor, but speaking for myself, who I don't think I get too excited or too that. Obviously, I get excited and I get angry and everything, but I don't do too much like a lot of social media fans. Just show me, innit? Like, if you want a striker, just show me. Of course, I'm going to make videos. I want to hear noise, but just show me. Just get these players in, man. I like it.
But what's the chance I can get a ticket for the last game of the season? It's probably bare tickets available.
You could get a ticket. I reckon you could get a ticket. If you went on it now, you could get a ticket. You could get a ticket. The only exception, maybe last home game, maybe people do want to go, but a lot of people checked out, man. Yeah, what was the game we played before Liverpool? Who did we play at home before Liverpool?
Was it
Palace?
Brentford.
There was bare tickets available.
Yeah, there's bare people available. But now Isak is still Arsenal's top target. If it's widely known that apparently if Newcastle dropped
Sorry,
out,
Egal, but my guy, sorry to cut you, but my guy Skrill is in the comments. Yeah, a man said you want to hear noise, pause, deluded, you know. That don't make sense because I said I don't want to hear noise, just do it. And two, if we're talking about football and your first mind is going towards that kind of stuff, you might want to close this YouTube channel, my brother, and go on another tab and do something that had to do your business. But nah, it's all love. Go on, man. So
I
weird.
was trying to find the Isak. You know, sometimes there's Isak articles, you can't find them. Madness. Anyways, Andre Berta, Isak's the top target. Looks like if we try to get Isak, it's widely known within football circles that if Newcastle do not get Champions League football, he could be sold. Sesko is always an option. And Gyökeres, we're going to talk about him in a second. Zubimendi, the deal's done, apparently, and Jorginho is going to be leaving to Brazil, and he's going to be the Jorginho replacement. And then here's the part that gets people excited. Saka, Saliba, and Gabriel have already started new talks for a new deal. Partey looks like he's also included in the new contract talks, which has pissed off some part of the fan base. And Zinchenko, Lokonga are going to be sold, and talks for Joao Garcia are ongoing. But I did hear recently that Berta might be against the signing of a £30 million backup keeper. But yeah, that's exciting stuff, bro. I don't know what people are telling me, but like to kind of have an idea of what our window might look like already is good to see.
Yeah, I can't lie, you're right. But I'm at the point, bro. They just need to show me, man. Like I would love Isak. I don't think you're getting him, but by all means, if there's an element to try. But whether it's Isak, Gyökeres, Ollie Watkins, whatever striker, whatever left winger, whatever centre mid, whatever goalie, please make sure when that window shuts, I feel we have enough added quality to that starting 11. I believe we have some level of quantity to be able to cope with injuries, because I can only speak for myself. See how the injury thing played out this season with all the players dropping like flies. Had we have looked after the quality and quantity last summer, if this still played out, me personally, I would have said, you know what, fair enough. Then I have that down to elements of unluck, because you've tried to control the controllables. We haven't done everything. We didn't do it in the summer. We didn't do it in Jan. And if you keep repeating mistakes, it becomes a choice. You chose not to do anything in January, whether you tried or not. So are you telling me we had enough? Or if I look at it sinisterly, I begin to question ambition of people here? Not necessarily the manager, not necessarily the players, the inner workings at Arsenal. Because even if you were like at certain other clubs, let's just assume Mikel Arteta didn't want to sign anyone in January, right? Certain other clubs, yeah, they would have acted anyway. So I'm not sure, man. You can't plan for that amount. This is what I mean. Jalen, big up yourself, but people are hearing what they need to hear. Our manager, Mikel Arteta, on about 3-4 occasions last year said we've got one of the smallest squads. When we went into this season, on my channel and a lot of others, we said if everybody's fit, we've still got a small squad. Am I expecting them to predict these amount of injuries? No, but you can buffer the squad. It's like knowing it's going to rain. You're going out in a t-shirt. We can't find no excuses. What are you talking about? We're not listening to actually what I said there. I said, had you have acted and done what you needed to do, we all know we needed a left winger, right? Did we get that permanent option in the summer? We all knew we needed a goalkeeper or two, right? Did we get any of them? We all know we needed a centre mid. We all needed a forward. Which one of these arrived? Had you have done those as a minimum, then you can start talking about, oh, we're unlucky with injuries. Did not put our best foot forward. You either make excuses or results. I want to be on the other side. There's always a reason and an excuse. You lot don't want to get to the other side.
Yeah, this man's funny, man. He's like, yo, you have a better chance of getting with J-Lo than us signing Isak. You know what? we're too young for J-Lo, bro. Best believe.
I ain't too young for J-Lo.
She got a better
one look at the guy.
I fair enough.
Or Kelly Rowland. Hey, shit, I'm involved.
She's pushing mid-50s, bro. What are we talking about?
That's cool, man. That's calm, man. That's calm, bro. Don't be ageist. Don't be ageist.
Hey, bro, you take that clothes off, things won't be in the right places. I'm telling you.
All that money, she probably had surgery, to be fair, but this guy's mad.
Anyways, we got over 200 people in the chat. Do me a favor, hit that like button. Let's get at least 100 plus likes easily in this channel right now. Let's talk about Viktor Gyökeres and bring it back to the Villa fan who said something earlier. I have a question with Gyökeres possibly going to United if they win the Europa League. Isak staying. Who would you want as a new striker? Now, why would Gyökeres join United even if they do win the Europa League? Do you think there's a logic behind him going to United over Arsenal?
Yeah, obviously you could say we're ahead of them in terms of our project and London aspect, and we might even be able to give them wages because they're in a peculiar situation. Obviously, they haven't challenged for titles. They could sit there and say to Gyökeres, even in our worst year, we still won a trophy. It's still Man United. It's still Man United. And I think where you look at all of our teams, we've still all signed players without necessarily being the big dog. So it's still Man United. Like Arsenal, if you're a half-decent striker, bro, it's right there for you to play up front. Respectfully to Højlund, Joshua Zirkzee, Kai Havertz, Mikel Merino. If you're a talented striker and you don't believe you're going to get more first-team football, or you can't make that spot of your own, you shouldn't go to those clubs. He obviously would link up with his former manager as well, if I'm honest with you. So, yeah, man, I still think we got a good chance of Gyökeres, especially because we're hearing Berta wants him. But everybody's wanted, and who knows, he might just get, he might just have a meeting with Amarin or a meeting with Mikel Arteta or someone else, and he just feels a bit better about the United project. Everybody's interested in everyone. It's how you sell it to them. And I think we got a good chance of Gyökeres. But the only thing I don't want to hear is, by all means, go after Isaac, go after Gyökeres, go after Watkins, go after Sesko. I don't want to hear we tried if one of them don't play for Arsenal or any other names that are linked. And if we don't, if Isaac's staying and obviously Gyökeres is going to United for this example, for me, we might as well do the Sesko thing for me, man.
Arsenal are close to reaching agreement with Sporting, apparently. I don't know how accurate this is, but bro, what? Did you see this? We might have submitted a bid and we're already close to reaching agreement. I don't believe it until the window starts and we start seeing more information. But right now, they're moving like Vlahovic back in the day. Like everything's already done.
I need to see the shirts. I need to see people holding shirts, doing interviews and all of that, man. I'm more than happy to talk about these things, as we all are. We're getting to that moment where that's all there'll be to speak about football. But it's got to the point, man, you need to hold shirts, do interviews. How I used to watch Bergkamp and Omri and the rest of it. Everyone and their dog is saying we're interested in Gyökeres. They're talking about the wages. They're doing all these things again. And they might be right. You never know. I hope so. But I need to see people holding shirts, or at least I need to see the David Ornsteins and the Fabrizio Romanos. A bit like, well, Ornstein ain't said nothing, in my opinion, lately about Zubimendi, but we saw it at the weekend with Romano, the more credible journalists to speak. And even then, who knows, man? I need eyes dotted and T's crossed.
Let me get you excited. Mkhitaryan came and he's like, yo, Pierre, come here. With Viktor Gyökeres, it could be like Gabriel Magalhaes signs the new deal and then he does his celebration. And then Gyökeres stops and is like, yo, it's not like that. It's like this.
Leave that for the kids, man.
Nah, but
just time for the club, Gyökeres, man, or anyone. We need players.
This stuff. Yo, big up for the raid. Shout out to the raid. Shout out George every time. But yeah, there's a couple more things we need to touch on before we go any further. Rafael Leao, bro. People talking about Nico Williams. They're talking about all these other guys. Lookman. What do you think about Leao, bro? Because people are saying we need a maverick, we need a game changer, and then they're saying Rashford. But then Leao is a different level to Rashford. He's won major honors before. He's shown that he can carry a team through a Champions League tie. He's shown he can carry teams throughout a league. Now, I've seen what Kvaratskhelia has done for PSG. I think Leao could have the similar impact for Arsenal if he did join. He's a massive upgrade on both Martinelli and Trossard. And the main thing is he's one of those guys similar to Saka. You give him the ball, he makes magic out of something.
I've got a love-hate relationship with Leao, man. Love-hate relationship. I don't want anyone to misunderstand me. I do think he's a bit overrated. And what I mean by that is, I think for casual viewers, he's not at a level they put him at. That doesn't mean I think he's a bad player. I think there's a player in there. As Egal's been saying, Maverick, Stardust, obviously very skillful, dangerous on the transition. I think there's a lot, but I just think he needs to do that on a regular basis. Over a 38-game season, the Mo Salahs, all of these guys, they're doing it week in, week out. It's not good enough to do it 5-10 games a season. And then for the next 5-10, you drop off a level. Maybe if we can improve his IQ, his consistency, he buys into the stuff defensively and he goes up the gears, you got a real player. And I guess what I'm saying is there's a foundation there, but I do think he's hot and cold. If he can get over that, I'd be for him. And to be honest, I'm at the level now where, just bring the players in, man. Just bring the players in, bro. Bring them in. But do you really see us spending what? They're going to short. I do see some reports for Leao as low as 60 million euros. And then it's as high as 100. We're not spending 100 on him. Bare money on Gyökeres and all these others.
I've seen 75 euros, anywhere between 75 and 80 million euros. That's what I've seen, like 70 to 80 million euros. That's what they want. So that's like 65, 70 million pounds. Really and truly, if Isak comes, that's going to be to the detriment of the winger. If Isak does not come and we get Gyökeres, we will have, yeah, I know. We will have 70 to 80 to spend on two attacking forwards. And if Nico Williams decides to join, then we will have 100 million to spend on a striker. The thing is, I don't think a lot of people are as intrigued by the Nico Williams signing as they would be Rodrigo or Leao. And I just think Leao, Rodrigo, they're more of players that I think have more experience and shown it on a higher level.
Rodrigo with the names you said there, but yeah.
Bro, I'll take Rodrigo in a heartbeat. And to the Real Madrid fans who said, "Oh, you've been making fun of him," yeah, because you guys said he's better than Saka. He might not be better than Saka, but he's better than everybody else that we have in the winger position. And he would also be able to rotate in the 10, be able to rotate as a striker if need be. He can play everywhere, and he's another game changer, a clutch player. That's what we need.
I have too much of them.
We need clutch players. And that's what we've been asking for since the Bayern tie last year. We were saying we need more clutch players. Why did they go the whole window without signing any clutch players? Or should we say maybe Mikel Merino, they signed him, maybe he's clutch. I don't know.
If nothing changes, isn't it? And you have to hold that, man. And you're winging it. And I don't think recruitment's the only reason, but recruitment is an overriding factor as to why Arsenal ain't getting over the line. And until you address that and get it right, we're going to keep having seasons like this where there's some good moments. Ultimately, it ends with disappointment and going again. As you said there, we were told about X-Factor players against Bayern Munich, etc. What did you bring in? What did you bring to the table? Interesting. I know it's difficult to get signings and all of that, but that's why you lot are in those positions and we're talking on YouTube. Like, you lot clearly have the ability. And it seems to always be us that's missing out on what needs to be done.
You know what? That's deep. I was gonna ask you one more thing though. Are you one of those people who get excited about kits, or you're kind of just like, it is what it is?
About exactly, wait, explain that. What?
The new kits.
Oh, kits. I thought you said kids. About to say, whoa.
Why would I say kids? Come on.
I don't know. You might have been about to talk about young players and whatnot.
I could talk about Max, but I'm not talking about Max right now.
Kinda, but not really. It depends. When a kit is really fire, you're like, oh yeah. Like, it has to be like, the kit has to be like 20 out of 10. Like, what kit would I think off the top of my head? I felt that way about the blue kit this season. Or is it last? No, it's this season. Do you remember the first year we fought for the title? Remember the first year we fought for the title, the pink one?
What do you think about this?
Are these confirmed?
Confirmed, yeah. Footy, what do you call it? Footy headlines.
I mean, you'd want to see it in person, but based on that, I'd say the third shirt and the away shirt, I would be quote unquote excited about. The home kit, it's calm. It's calm.
Do you want to see the actual image of the?
Yeah, man. Because it looks like the third kit's got some like hidden design things.
The third kit is smooth. It's clean. I really like it. The blue one. This image does not do it justice. Let me show you the actual unboxing of the kit. Look at that.
So how has he got it already?
It's nice, eh?
Yeah, I fuck with that.
You like it? All right, let's go to the next one.
Yeah. Now, as I said, the blue one and the third shirt, the wavy ones.
Let's go to the third.
The red one looks standard. Oh, no. Do you know, I might have been hating. You know what? The red one's nice.
Go wrong with the home kit, bro.
The red kit looks nice, but at the same time, like, bro, it's Arsenal, innit? We're always gonna have a red kit, and I've become accustomed to certain like Adidas ones, so it kind of takes the excitement off. But I must admit, it looks a lot nicer there.
Get ready for the best of them all. Get ready for the best of them all.
This is what I thought was gonna be the best, but this is the one I'm keen to look at. I need to see the designs.
It's cold, bro. What do you think? Let me pause it there.
But that one ain't got the kit you showed before. That kit, that one there, and the
yellow. This is the actual same. It's the same.
That and the blue one.
The
If I had
image,
to rank them,
the image does
but
not do the blue one
away.
justice. This one, the image makes it look much better than it actually is.
I can't lie, man. I think, you know what? I think the blue one, then that one, then the red one.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the blue one is the best one of them all. This is actually cold.
Yeah, the blue one's cold.
And the design, you know what it is? You could even wear it in the summertime for like festivals.
Carnival, man.
There
They
you
need to
go.
remake the old 04 kit, man. Like a proper one, man. The
Nah,
yellow and blue colors.
This one's sick. This one's sick. But yeah, hope everyone enjoyed this video, man. Hope everyone enjoyed this
Come
video.
on.
There's one last thing. Bro, am I crazy to say Max is moving like a young Messi?
Calm down, man. Calm down.
What
Calm
Max is doing at youth level is crazy, bro. Am I wrong?
It is, but tranquillo, man. We've seen listen, I have no doubt that he's gonna make his debut next season, and we've got a very good player coming out of Halem, but the Messi tag is not helping, man. There's gonna be many different tests. Like, it's all fun and games being able to bat up the kids. You gotta be able to translate that. He wouldn't be the first nor the last guy that's batted up the youth thing and not gone on to do anything, man. Just tranquillo, man. He's doing what he needs to. He'll be playing in the under 17s Euros, actually. A lot of you, I think BBC are gonna, if you're in the United Kingdom, are gonna be streaming them. So he's been named in the under 17s Euro squad. He scored 2 goals at the weekend. He's had a great season. He's had a very good season.
It's not normal. This is not normal.
Tranquillo, man.
This is not normal.
Captaining as well.
15 years old doing this in the under 18s. 15 years old.
Yeah, like, but we've seen J. Emmanuel Thomas and Afobe, and I'm not saying he's going to be like them, but we've seen players do that. And we've also simultaneously seen players that are obviously good, but they weren't making bare headlines week in, week out at youth level, go on and have careers, man. He's got it all to be a good footballer, man.
Oh,
like, he's got it all. He's got everything we look for in an Arsenal player, but tranquillo.
Is the amount of goals for under 18 from midfield, is that normal? Like, or am I tripping? Like, I don't think that's
He's
normal.
doing his thing, man, but tranquillo, my brother. Tranquillo, man. Keep your feet on the ground. Listen, he'll be there with Wanyeri and Lewis Skelly soon, and we'll be gassing about him in the first team soon. I understand it, but soon, bro. Tranquillo, bro. Tranquillo. He'll make his debut next season.
You know how they gassed up Ethan and what's it called? Charlie Patino and everybody else, they've gassed up. They're now saying,
that's what I'm saying, tranquillo, man.
They're now saying Max Dowman is like, I don't know. They're saying he is the academy graduate of the generation.
We've heard that a lot, and I hope he is. I hope he is, because it's testament to Halen. If you have Max Dowman come through, Wanyeri, Miles Lewis Skelly, obviously Bukayo Saka, fair enough. They're not at the club, but you've seen Iwobi, Joe Willock, Reece Nelson. They're all cutting out professional careers. That's what you want to see, man. We've heard this before, man. Several players come through our academy. Greatest Halen talent since Jack Wilshere. I like to see those tags. But let the man develop, man. He's gonna go through good or bad moments. Got to remember, he's still growing as a young man. So he's doing all he can. He really is. Keep your feet on the ground, man. He'll be in the first team before we know it, man. Let him. I hope he is. But tranquillo, Arsenal fans. In my opinion,
excited though, because I'm seeing, bro. Can I
be excited? But you said you was throwing Messi in the same sentence.
Okay. You know what? I don't think you're gonna get copyright for under 18 goals. Let me show you.
Be careful.
What? Be careful.
Be careful. Be careful. Trust me. Be careful.
Have you gotten in trouble under 18 goals?
Some of them, yeah. Be careful. Be careful. Trust me, be careful, broski. Be careful. Maybe if it's a dodgy video or whatever, you might get away with it. But
like someone from the crowd level,
you might get away with it. I'm just saying, be careful, bro.
Nah, because what I'm seeing him win the ball from outside the box, do like a Lautaro Messi through everybody, and then slot it in the far right corner. It's a madness.
Listen, there's a lot. It's hard not to be excited about Max Dowman, man, but steady, man. It takes a lot to have a professional career and stay at that level, man. And you know, the same rope you climb upon becomes the same rope you hang people on. You know, again, you come through an academy, you have what I call the honeymoon phase, where you can do no wrong. Then you have, you know, you've seen Saka, Kobe Mainoo, Phil Foden. I think it's more to come for Miles Lewis Skelly next season, potentially. You have those moments where things are going wrong, where you're not playing, where the same people that were gassing you to extreme standards, they're going to be dismissing you. So there's a lot, man. And as you know, it's not about the technical ability. Obviously, it is. It's about the speed of thought. It's about the positions you take up. It's about being out of your depth now. because you're beating up kids that you should be able to beat up, and he's doing everything he can, man. We got an exciting player, but tranquilo.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try to chill. But before we go, do me a favor, everyone, please hit that like button. We should have at least 200 plus likes. Deluded, there's one more thing that I wanted to mention, but I'm literally I've just forgotten it. So I don't know where I was gonna go with that. But do you have anything that we maybe didn't mention that you want to talk about?
You've covered it all, man. We've gone over transfers. We've gone over what? We've gone over transfers, the Liverpool game. Even speaking about banners, we talked about Dowman.
Newcastle. There you go. I almost forgot.
Oh yeah, what do you want to know? What do you want to speak about with Newcastle?
Bro, we can't lose the last home game of the season.
But Newcastle have had our number. I hope we can't. You know, I don't know where Rice is. Obviously, Rice has a hamstring knock. Trossard has a hamstring knock. Merino won't be playing a damn part of that game. Let's hope we can end it, man. Let's hope we can end it on a strong note. As you said, we're at home. I know it doesn't count for anything, but Newcastle have had our number, bro. And it's never nice to keep playing a team that keeps moving to you, innit? So let's move to them. Anyhow, Newcastle big them up.
We move to them. At home in the Premier League, we tend to win versus Newcastle, and we tend to win big.
I hope so, bro. I hope so. Like, it'd be nice to win. You don't want to lose your last home game of the season. And we've got fixtures to fulfill. We've got Champions League to solidify, or second to solidify. Try win the game, man. It's been dark playing Newcastle of recent.
Right now, so if you had to make a prediction, what would you say?
Purely using my heart, I'm gonna say 2-1 Arsenal, man. Dodgy 2-1 Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal. I don't know if a big win. I hope I'm wrong. I would big win. Are you like
Chelsea fans are gonna be rooting for us? They're gonna want it. They need us to win now.
And even that, they're 4 starters recently, man.
Yeah, you know what? The Premier League is hilarious, man.
It is.
Because on Saturday, Friday, you have all these other fans telling you don't lose to Liverpool, and then they all drop points, and it's like, yeah, beat Newcastle for us. The
game's the game, man. That's why we love this sport.
There you go. Anyways, guys, this has been a great video. We were an hour in. We've literally touched on everything. We've gone from fans booing, Saka getting his neck grabbed by Robertson, ødegaard's performances, Mikel Merino's performances, some pundits talking craziness, transfers, and now we finished off with the Newcastle game. Personally, I think we're going to beat Newcastle. I might even go to the game and try to get tickets just to go support the boys, because nobody else seems to be supporting right now. Everyone just seems to have agendas, and it makes me sick. But yeah, finally, Deluded, you got any videos coming up you want to tell the people about?
Probably a bunch of videos will come out on my channel already. At 4 p.m. I got my Monday Madness show where I got, you know, Fams on TV, Hooks, and Catch, and we're just going to talk about Arsenal, really, kind of the same talking points we had now. Maybe some others if I can think of them. And yeah, man. So if you're not bored of hearing about me, yeah, come tune over, man. And first things first, Egal, thank you for bringing me here, man. It's been a nice chat, man. It's been a nice chat. Don't know what I feel a lot more optimistic about Arsenal. I don't know why, because all these things are still there, but it's always love, my boy.
I might have done something to make you a little bit more happy, positive. I mean, not happy. Anyways, let's get this show on the road, guys. We're gonna send you over to the Chelsea channel, Carefree Lewis's channel, and I need you guys to raid his channel with King Kai Raid. So King Kai Raid, okay? Because he hates Kai Havertz. So King Kai Raid. Go to Lewis's channel. Tell him King Kai Raid, and we're out of here, people. Love for the love, people. Deluded. Thank you for your time, and big up for LB's raid, big up for Durag Diaries raid, and big up everyone who's raided the channel today. We're out of here.
LB as well.
Done.
Come on.